What's up everyone, Coast here, back again. I'm going to talk about how all drugs should be legal today. Yep, every single one. Heroin, crack, PCP, name it, legal. I should be able to go to the pharmacist where there's bulletproof glass, two bodyguards with M16s standing on each side with body armor. And I should be able to walk up to that bulletproof glass, walk up to the pharmacist and say, "Excuse me, I would like 10 bags of heroin, please." And the pharmacist would say, "Okay, it's this much money." And I would slide the money through and he would give me the shit. So, that would solve all the problems that we're facing with drugs. Every single one. And I'll explain. You hear alcoholics, you hear that guy's a functioning alcoholic. You hear that term? He's a functioning alcoholic. Well, why do you think there's so many of those? It's because alcohol, firstly, is super cheap. I could buy a thing of liquor for $15 and get totally trashed. Like, out of my mind, blacked out. It'd be cheap, shitty liquor, but it would get the job done if I was a true alcoholic, right? So, it's cheap. Secondly, it's just easily accessible, right? If heroin was cheap and easily accessible, I didn't have to wait for drug dealers or be afraid of getting arrested. If I could just go to the pharmacy, pay $20 for 10 bags instead of $100 for 10 bags, then I would be able to manage my addiction a little better, right? Also, it's because it'd be pure pharmaceutical grade shit, right? It'd be straight from a pharmacy. So you'd only have to do a pinhead needle size of dope, worth of dope to get the desired effect. So these are a few reasons. I'm not gonna bring up the cliche, oh, Al Capone, Prohibition, Portugal, they decriminalized everything and everything got better there, because everyone knows these facts already. And if you don't, look them up. I'm not about to explain all that, but I will add that all the famous gangsters like Meyer Lansky, Capone, all these guys, the reason they were able to amass so much wealth and the reason the crime families and the mafia and the mobs all rose to prominence is because of bootlegging. They got the initial leg up from the bootlegging alcohol sales. So you got to thank the government for directly or indirectly creating these crime organizations. Think about it, guys. If you're one of those people who say, "Oh, if all drugs were legal, then more people would do them," that's so stupid. Think about that for 2 seconds. You honestly would you smoke crack because it was legal now? Would you shoot heroin because the government made it legal? Come on. You think about that for 2 seconds and it goes out the window. Let me say, people have stopped, a lot less people are smoking cigarettes nowadays than they were 50 years ago. Why is that? Well, there's education on it, and we've got all this scientific evidence, and we've got all these stories and facts now to prove that cigarettes are really, harmful to your health. So just because heroin or crack, whatever, becomes legal, it's not going to be suddenly everyone's going to throw out, however many years of science behind it, the fact that heroin's harmful to you. Who the fuck is going to say, who the fuck is going to just throw out all this evidence and say, "Oh yeah, because the government made it legal, now it's healthy for me to shoot heroin." Now it's a nice lifestyle choice. It's a healthy lifestyle choice for me to smoke crack now, or, snort meth or something. Come on, guys. Come on. So there's that. And I think just those are really good reasons. It would eliminate the drug cartels, of course. We all know that. Because it's illegal, that's what inflates the price so much. That's the risk involved in bringing it in the country is what makes it so expensive. So if the government or a private company could, manufacture it, regulate it, and produce it for cheap, then there would be a lot more functioning heroin addicts. That's just my 2 cents, but what do I know? Coming up with some new videos soon. Keep it updated. Trying to, it's hard, but what are you gonna do? That's all I got for you today, guys. So I hope you agree with me, cause if you don't, you're stupid. But comment and let me know why you think I'm wrong and why you think I'm stupid. Later.